Welcome to an episode on integration of computers and television. Before discussing that how television and computers are coming closer, we will discuss the brief history and basic fundamentals of computers and television. The subject expert today is Sabah Parveen and I am Sakshi Mandwal. Sabah Parveen is Assistant Engineer in Electronic and Telecommunication at Anwar Jamal Kidwai Mass Communication Research Center, Jamia Millia Islamia. In today's session, we will be going to cover 1. Brief history of computers, 2. Brief history of television, 3. Basic fundamentals of computers, 4. Basic fundamentals of television, 5. How computer and television are coming together with the development and emergence of new technologies. Brief history of computers. The first computers were people. Electronic computers and the earlier mechanical computers were given this name because they performed the work that had previously been assigned to people. Computer was originally a job title. It was used to describe those human beings whose job was to perform the repetitive calculations required to compute such things as navigational tables, tide charts, and planetary positions for astronomical almanacs. Generation in computer terminology is a change in technology a computer is or was being used. Each generation lasted for a certain period of time, and each gave us either a new and improved computer or an improvement to the existing computer. These are the main 5 generations of computers. Generation and description. First generation. The period of first generation, 1946 to 1959, it was vacuum tube based. Second generation. The period of second generation, 1959 to 1965, was transistor based. Third generation. The third generation, 1965 to 1971, was integrated circuit based. Fourth generation. The fourth generation, 1971 to 1980, was VLSI microprocessor based. Fifth generation. The fifth generation, 1980 onwards, is ULSI microprocessor based. 1. First generation. First generation of computers started with using vacuum tubes as the basic components for memory and circuitry for CPU. These tubes, like electric bulbs, produced a lot of heat and were prone to frequent breakdowns. This was expensive and could be afforded only by very large organizations. Computers of this generation could only perform single tasks and they had no operating system. Second generation. This generation of computers started using the transistor, which were cheaper, consumed less power, more compact in size, more reliable and faster than the first generation machines. In this generation, magnetic cores were used as primary memory and magnetic tape and magnetic disks as secondary storage devices. Third generation. The third generation of computer is marked by the use of integrated circuits, ICs, in place of transistors. A single IC has many transistors, resistors and capacitors along with the associated circuitry. This development made computers smaller in size, reliable and efficient. Fourth generation. The fourth generation of computers is marked by the use of very large-scale integrated VLSI circuits. VLSI circuits, having about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements and their associated circuits on a single chip, made it possible to have microcomputers of fourth generation. Fourth generation computers became more powerful, compact, reliable and affordable. As a result, it gave rise to personal computer, PC revolution. Fifth generation. In the fifth generation, the VLSI technology became ULSI, ultra-large-scale integration technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. This generation is based on parallel processing hardware and AI, artificial intelligence software. AI is an emerging branch in computer science which interprets means and method of making computers think like human beings. Brief history of television. The invention of the television was the result of the work by many inventors, scientists and engineers in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Many inventors made technological breakthroughs that were used by other inventors to successfully make working television systems. The first working television systems were electromechanical and used a motor generator. Electronic television systems or all electronic television systems do not have or use a motor generator. These television history facts include some of the most notable milestones in the development of television, but many other inventors that are not mentioned here played critical roles in the invention of the television. 1884, the first electromechanical television was proposed and patented by Paul Julius Gottlieb Nipkow. He did not make a working model of the electromechanical television. 1888, liquid crystals were accidentally discovered by Friedrich Reinitzer. Liquid crystals were a scientific curiosity for about 80 years before they were used to build liquid crystal displays, LCD. 1897, the first cathode ray tube CRT was built by Carl Ferdinand Braun. 1925, John Logie Baird was the inventor who built the world's first working television system. The world's first working television system was electromechanical. 1928, the world's first successful color transmission by John Logie Baird. The color transmission was made using an electromechanical television system. 1936, the world's first analog high-definition TV. HD TV or HD regular service was started in Britain in 1936. 1964, the first working liquid crystal display LCD was built by George H. Halemeyer. The original LCD displays were based on what is called dynamic scattering mode DSM. 1964, the first flat plasma display panel PDP was invented by Donald Bitzer, Gene Slaughter and Robert Wilson. 1972, the first active matrix liquid crystal display LCD panel was produced by Westinghouse. 1977, the first true all LED flat panel television TV screen was developed by J.P. Mitchell. 1982, Seiko introduces the world's first LCD TV watch. 1982, the first mass-produced pocket television was the Sony Watchman FD210. The Sony Watchman was also the first flat CRT television in production. 1988, the Sharp Corporation develops the world's first 14-inch color TFT LCD TV. The LCD TV model was called the Crystallatron. 1995, the world's largest LED display, the Fremont Street Experience in Las Vegas, is over 1,500 feet long and 90 feet high at the peak. 1996, the first public digital high-definition television, HDTV or HD broadcast in the United States. The official US public launch of the HDTV digital broadcasting system is technically considered to be 1998. HD refers to the abilities of television receivers to display high-definition pictures. 2008, Panasonic made the world's largest plasma TV. It is a 150-inch TV standing 6 feet high and 11 feet wide. 2009, the world's largest LED high-definition video display screen in the world is the Mitsubishi Diamond Vision display at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. The LED HD display measures 160 feet wide and 72 feet high and is nicknamed the Jerrytron after Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. 2010, the world's largest plasma 3D TV is a 152-inch plasma TV made by Panasonic. 2010, The world's first 3D LED HD TV released by Samsung, Samsung 3D LED 7000, announced in February 2010. LG announced the release of their first 3D LED HD TV, the LG LX 9500 in March 2010. Basic fundamentals of computers. All types of computers follow a same basic logical structure and perform the following 5 basic operations for converting raw input data into information useful to their users. Take input. It is the process of entering data and instructions into the computer system. Store data. It is saving data and instructions so that they are available for processing as and when required. Processing data. Performing arithmetic, logical operations on data in order to convert them into useful information. Output information. The process of producing useful information or results for the users, such as a printed report or visual display. Control the workflow. Direct the manner and sequence in which all of the above operations are performed. Input unit. This unit contains devices with the help of which we enter data into computer. This unit makes link between user and computer. The input devices translate the human being information into the form understandable by computer. Few of the important input devices which are used in computer systems are keyboard. Most common and very popular input device is keyboard. The keyboard helps in inputting the data to the computer. The layout of the keyboard is like that of traditional typewriter, although there are some additional keys provided for performing some additional functions. Mouse. Mouse is most popular pointing device. It is a very famous cursor control device. It is a small palm-sized box with a round ball at its base which senses the movement of mouse and sends corresponding signals to CPU on pressing the buttons. Joystick. Joystick is also a pointing device which is used to move cursor position on a monitor screen. It is a stick having a spherical ball at its both lower and upper ends. The lower spherical ball moves in a socket. The joystick can be moved in all the 4 directions. Light pen. Light pen is a pointing device which is similar to a pen. It is used to select a displayed menu item or draw pictures on the monitor screen. It consists of a photocell and an optical system placed in a small tube. Trackball. Trackball is an input device that is mostly used in a notebook or laptop computer instead of a mouse. This is a ball which is half inserted and by moving fingers on ball pointer can be moved. Scanner. Scanner is an input device which works more like a photocopy machine. It is used when some information is available on a paper and it is to be transferred to the hard disk of the computer for further manipulation. Graphic tablet is an input device which converts analog information into a digital form. Digitizer can convert a signal from the television camera into a series of numbers that could be stored in a computer. They can be used by the computer to create a picture of whatever the camera had been pointed at. It is also known as digitizer or graphics tablet. Microphone. Microphone is an input device to input sound that is then stored in digital form. The microphone is used for various applications like adding sound to a multimedia presentation or for mixing music. Magnetic ink card reader, MICR. MICR input device is generally used in banks because of a large number of checks to be processed every day. The bank's code number and check number are printed on the checks with a special type of ink that contains particles of magnetic material that are machine readable. Optical character reader. OCR. OCR is an input device used to read a printed text. OCR scans text optically character by character, converts them into a machine readable code and stores the text on the system memory. Barcode reader. Barcode reader is a device used for reading barcoded data, data in form of light and dark lines. Barcoded data is generally used in labeling goods, numbering the books, etc. It may be a handheld scanner or may be embedded in a stationary scanner. Optical mark reader, OMR. is a special type of optical scanner used to recognize the type of mark made by a pen or pencil. It is used where one out of a few alternatives is to be selected and marked. It is specially used for checking the answer sheets of examinations having multiple choice questions. CPU, Central Processing Unit. CPU is considered as the brain of the computer. CPU performs all types of data processing operations. It stores data, intermediate results and instructions, program. It controls the operations of all parts of computer. CPU itself has the following three components: ALU, Arithmetic Logic Unit, Memory Unit, Control Unit. Output Unit. Output unit consists of devices with the help of which we get the information from computer. This unit is a link between computer and users. Output devices translate the computer's output into the form understandable by users. Following are few of the important output devices which are used in computer systems: monitors, graphic plotter, printer. Basic fundamentals of television. The fundamental aim of a television system is to extend the sense of sight beyond its natural limits, along with the sound associated with the scene being televised. Essentially then, a TV system is an extension of the science of radio communication with the additional complexity that besides sound, the picture details are also to be transmitted. In most television systems, as also in the CCIR 625 line monochrome system adopted by India, the picture signal is amplitude modulated and sound signal frequency modulated before transmission. The carrier frequencies are suitably spaced and modulated outputs radiated through a common antenna. Thus, each broadcasting station can have its own carrier frequency and the receiver can then be tuned to select any desired station. Television has now become one of the most important sources for entertainment for a lot of us. It works as a rejuvenator, educator, companion and entertainer each day. Starting from black and whites, television has transformed completely. 3D TV is latest addition to the world of entertainment. Not only in terms of viewing experience, TV has progressed in terms of looks and features too. A plethora of features are offered by latest LED TVs. Great audio and video clarity adds to the delight of viewers. How the developing technology has changed the viewing experience of the television and how the computer and television are coming towards each other. Before discussing this, let's have a look on computer and television fundamentals. Integration of computer and television. Integrating televisions and personal computers dates back to the late 1980s with tuner cards that could be added to PCs via the video toaster. This adaptation would allow a small video window to appear on the screen with broadcast or cable content. Apple Computer also developed the Macintosh TV in late 1993 that included a tuner card built into a Macintosh LC520 chassis but quickly withdrew from the market with only 10,000 units shipped. TV tuner cards. A TV tuner card is a computer component that allows television signals to be received by a computer. Most TV tuners also function as video capture cards, allowing them to record television programs onto a hard disk. Several manufacturers built combined TV tuner plus capture cards for PCs. Many such cards offer hardware MPEG encoding to reduce the computing requirements. Some cards are designed for analog TV signals such as standard definition cable or off-the-air television, while others are designed for high-definition digital TV. In 1996, Gateway Computer unveiled the destination computer that included a tuner card and video card. This unit integrated television viewing and computer functions on one color monitor. The destination was called a PC-TV combo. But by December, the term home theater PC appeared in mainstream media. The home theater PC will be a combination entertainment and information appliance. PC as part of a home theater system. What you need on your PC? The most basic way to integrate your PC with your home theater is by simply finding a way to connect your PC or laptop to your home theater system. To do this, HDTV should have a VGA, PC monitor input connection. If it is not there, a USB to HDMI or VGA to HDMI converter may be purchased so that a PC can be connected to an HD TV. In addition, to connect the audio from your PC to your home theatre system, check to see if your PC has an audio output connection that can be connected to your TV or to your home theatre receiver. This may require an adapter plug as well. If you are able to connect both video and audio of your PC to your TV and home theatre system in this fashion, you can then use your PC's internet access to capability to watch internet or store images and video on your TV and listen to the audio through either your TV speakers or home theatre speakers. The downside to this setup is that you need to have the PC, TV and home theatre system all in the same room in close proximity. You also are depending on the capabilities of your PC's video card to send good quality images to your HD TV, which does not always deliver the best result, especially on a large screen. LCD TV and LED TV as a computer monitor. LCD or liquid crystal display television and LED or light emitting diode television sets can easily be converted into computer monitors. Getting it to work is a simple matter of purchasing the right equipment necessary for hooking the devices together and making the connection. Putting the computer tower to the LCD television is usually a simple process requiring only one cord. Finding a good LCD TV or LED TV to use as a computer monitor. Finding a good LCD TV or LED TV to use as a computer monitor. Finding a great TV is all about knowing the language as well as defining one's desires in a TV set. First of all, there are two different options, that is either LED or LCD televisions. Another big choice when it comes to selecting a screen is determining how big of a screen is needed. Some consumers opt to go all out with a massive 40 or 50 inch screen, serving as their computer backdrop. Though this may be fine for games and movies, it could potentially lead to eye strain when it comes to word processing or surfing the web. Consumers must also take into consideration how far away they want to sit from the screen and if they can find a mouse and keyboard capable of handling the distance, particularly in the case of wireless devices which only have a certain range. From the given table, consumer may have an idea about selecting the screen size according to their viewing distance. Viewing distance from screen in feet, best screen size options in inches. 4. 19 to 32, 6. 26 to 46, 8. 32 to 63, 10. 40 to 80, 12. 46 to 96, 14. 52 to 112. The secret to finding the perfect screen size is to select the one that will provide a 30-degree viewing angle. Often consumers purchase high-definition television sets in sizes smaller than what they actually require. This damages the viewing experience and can leave consumers dissatisfied with their purchase. This is especially important factor for those who are considering using television mostly for entertaining, such as streaming films or playing games. Connecting the LCD TV or LED TV to the computer. There are several different methods for hooking a computer tower up to an LCD or LED TV, using the HDMI compatible TV and PC as one. The first and easiest method to attempt is possible when both the computer and the television have an HDMI cable hookup, as most modern versions do. When this is the case, all the consumer must do is connect an HDMI cable from the back of the computer to the back of the television using the appropriate outputs. With this option, both images and sound will travel automatically through the HDMI cable and project from the television. Generally, the devices will automatically sync up and the display will come out at a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. If this communication does not take place automatically, the consumer will need to make sure that television can handle this high of a resolution. To find out, consumers must consult their user manual or search online to find out the highest resolution the particular set is capable of accepting. If it is lower than 1980 by 1080 pixels, then the consumer should set the TV to project the highest possible resolution it can handle. Trying to match the screen to the computer's capabilities is not a good idea, as it is sure to cause reduced viewing power if it works at all. To change the resolution, consumers should access the menu on the television set, generally found on the remote or one of the side buttons on the actual device. At this point, the user should select the resolution or display option from the provided menu and look for a subcategory that permits altering of the resolution. HDMI to HDMI hookup is the simplest way to connect an LCD or LED TV to a computer monitor and will work for most consumers. It also provides the highest resolution and best performance. However, individuals with older PCs may need to take another route to connect their devices. Connecting with DVI and audio cables or non-HDMI sets. Some older computers may have a DVI hookup instead of an HDMI option. When this is the case, the resolution is still pretty clear and most televisions can still pair up with the computer as a monitor. The biggest issue with DVI is that it does not transmit sound in the same way that HDMI does. As a result, the consumer will also have to hook up an additional set of audio cables. Once the screen is connected to the computer, the tips for programming it to the television remain the same as with an HDMI to HDMI setup. Simply find the right input option and check to ensure the resolutions match using RGB-PC output. Another option for hooking a television to a computer is the RGB-PC input. These are the old-fashioned analog connectors that all computers and monitors once used. They are bulky and a rare find these days. While many computers still have an RGB-PC input, few television sets do. Unless both devices have a compatible port, this option will not work, and even if they do, the quality of performance will likely be very low. S-video connections. S-video connections are becoming more obsolete by the day. However, this is yet another option for hooking a TV screen to a computer. S-video hookups were once the standard for connecting any device to a screen. From PCs to DVD players, the S-video cord features a round head with either 4 or 7 pins. In order to use this hookup, both the computer and the screen must have the same number of pins. Generally, this will need to be 7 pins, as virtually no computer is made with a 4-pin connection. Once the devices are up and communicating, the programming steps will again include finding the right input station with the remote and verifying that both devices are functioning with the same resolution. Though S-video cords are cheap and hookup is easy, this option is fast becoming a thing of the past. If the computer has an S-video connection but the TV does not, or vice versa, this option will not work. Other connection options. There are multiple USB adapters and similar items on the market that will allow an otherwise incompatible computer to hook up to a television set. However, particularly when this is used for video games, the lag may be distracting and the quality not up to par. Conclusion. Computers and televisions are becoming more unified every year, with a third of internet traffic going to video streaming sites and many modern television sets being produced to be internet capable. This unification of media has led many consumers to take their viewing experience to the next level by using their television set as a computer monitor. Hooking up most modern TVs to modern PCs is a simple task, generally only requiring 1 or 2 cords and the push of a few buttons. With the help of wireless keyboard and mouse, this experience has also become more convenient. Social butterflies can check their Facebook status in between commercial breaks without ever having to leave the couch, and surfing the web can become an interactive, family-friendly activity rather than a solo act. Hope you enjoyed this episode. That is all for today. Thank you and goodbye.